When approaching one of the most mesmerizing, baffling, complex, and threatening presidencies, one must be aware of the consistencies and inconsistencies.
Jackson was a temperamental man, a troublemaker at heart. Before the election, Jackson was involved in a duel with Charles Dickinson for bad-mouthing his wife, who, by the way, was still married to her first husband at the time.
Anyways, let us continue with this great man's election.
Let them understand of my high-handed actions as a general, that we must let the people rule, through my presidency, of course.
And unprecedented to all was the political organization of Jackson's campaign. It created a new Democratic Party, which later led the nation and actually sustained itself, unlike other parties, like the Whigs, for example. They built spectacles, parades.
Old hickory symbols were everywhere. Hickory brooms were handed out representing the sweeping out of filth and corruption amongst the wealthy elite. As she was to be president of the people, he emphasized his birth in a log cabin and his honorable general reputation during his service through hell.
And Jackson's wife Rachel kicked the bucket shortly after.
I am assured, through those fiends' actions, my lovely wife was driven to an early grave through charges of immorality which did not fit her. Everyone, we have, oh my, I'm terribly sorry for that. That will not happen again. We congregated here today to discuss how we will be exterminating these animals, yes, I call them animals, from our territory. Now, it is under my knowledge that we must unite as much as we can. And, well, take action to dispel them from our lands. 2 tribes have already accepted our provisions. What are your commentary?
Good.
Yes?
I agree. These Indians have desecrated our outer fields.
Now, I share the sentiment, but I snore under my presidency.
More like ring.
Clay of the Senate, do you have any derogatory remark of yours that I should know of?
Actually, President Jackson.
It is General Jackson.
Having been assigned the case of the Cherokee Indians, I have something to add upon. They have been fighting for their right to keep their lands.
As have we. And what have you decided to do with the inbreds?
Well, the inbreds
Tell me more.
have a strong case. They state that a madman such as yourself cannot just go around claiming land as they please.
Oh no. Who did you rule in favor, may I ask? You or those pinks? Do you not remember the lands they squattered over?
I rule in favor of them, of course. I thought it was logical.
Oh, that's so. Well, it is a decision of the Supreme Court. So it's up to you to keep it, Marshal. This session is adjourned.
As a Jacksonian expert and the author of Jackass, I must say, it's truly mesmerizing when you get down to analyzing Jackson's bold actions.
Just imagine an inner war in the government due to the president's protection of a woman whose reputation, similarly to his wife, was destroyed by gossip over her alleged promiscuity.
Mrs. Calhoun!
Oh, Mr. Wicks, how pleasant to see you.
Hello, honey. Push, push.
please. I demand a recount.
No, 9, nay!
Acknowledge the corn. You are an adulteress.
I don't feel bad for her one bit. I'm out of here. This is a horrid party.
Well, Miss Witt, come back. Peggy.
After 2 years, I have grown weary of your lack of bringing consciousness to your wives over the Peggy issue, and the gum they've spewed about her private life. You may all now resign, and mosey yourselves out of this estate before I suckle dodger the Sam Hill out of you all. Okay.
Fine. Whatever, broski.
Sure.
Sockle dodger is basically the concept of physically punching someone. And Sand Hill is basically an euphemism for the one downstairs.
You know, in 1835, only 4 years after the Peggy affair, Jackson was able to rid the country of the whole national debt.
That's pretty badass.
Don't forget to buy my book, Jackass.
Let us not forget to talk about the kitchen cabinet. Jackson had to set up after the resignations of the Peggy affair. It led to the acceptance of the spoils systems. As William L. Marcy said in defense of Jackson, to the victim go the spoils.
You know, General, I advise you to be more careful with your rash decisions, as they may leave appalling opinions within the public.
Eden, I don't mind those who oppose me. You see, they cannot change my actions. Rather, think of it like this. Who would defy me? I'm the president.
You never know, President. You never know.
Listen, boy. I was born in a log cabin from the Carolinas. I'm not afraid of anything. You needn't worry.
We'll see in due time, General. We'll see in due time.
One of the most reckless things President Jackson ever did was vetoing the Second Bank of the United States, which led to the recession and inflation during poor Van Buren's term. Pobrecito, man.
The bank is trying to kill me, but I shall kill it!
Veto, 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 veto.
And after his vetoing spree, he also convinced Congress to pass the Force Bill after the nullification crisis, allowing presidents to take military action in states when needed.
Congress had resorted to a resolution of censure against Jackson to lessen his executive power, which he himself increased. He later ran for a second term and won with an overwhelming majority of 3/4 of the electoral vote.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Okay, how am I gonna do this? How? Let's go up to him and shoot him? Yeah. It works, right?
Do it when you have a chance.
Good.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Why not?
You don't know what you're gonna get yourself into.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Think of the consequences.
You have the time to do it.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna
Jackson was one of the most courageous presidents we ever had. Ranking among the top 10 presidents in most lists, he left his own impression upon the U.S. politics argument and the executive branch beyond excursion, and being the first leader of the brand new Democratic Party. A fresh coat of paint with a vibrant color, throughout 8 years, he meddled and got his way with his defining grit. His charisma was weakened his opposers by demonstrating overwhelming confidence.
And according to sources, behind Jackson's towering raging often lay shrewd calculation of the political effects.
Let them understand that my high-handed actions as a general, and that we must let the people rule.
I snore. Why can't I see anything? Oh, now I should have but I snore.
This country was
Why?
every single time.
What's wrong with me?
Do it for the back.
That was unity.